In 1939, Hollywood witnessed something unprecedented, a major studio film featuring a cast of over 130 women, including dozens of speaking and featured roles. The women didn't just break barriers, it shattered them. Director George Cukor orchestrated this ambitious ensemble with meticulous care, uniting stars like Norma Shearer, Joan Crawford, Rosalind Russell, and Paulette Goddard in one of cinema's boldest casting experiments. Based on Claire Booth Luce's scandalous Broadway play, the film tackled divorce and female rivalry with a candor that shocked audiences of the time. Critics questioned whether a film without male characters could succeed, but Cukor pressed forward with confidence. Off-screen tensions between Crawford and Shearer reportedly added a raw edge to their performances. Some claim Crawford deliberately stole scenes, turning their rivalry into cinematic electricity. The film's Technicolor fashion sequence became a visual landmark, with designer Adrian's color choices elevating costume design into high art. Against all odds, the women became a box office hit, proving that female-driven stories could command attention and reshape Hollywood's assumptions about ensemble storytelling. December 26, 1940, marked a collision of Hollywood titans that would redefine romantic comedy forever. The Philadelphia Story brought together three of cinema's most magnetic forces, Katharine Hepburn, Cary Grant, and James Stewart, in what many consider the ultimate ensemble performance of the Golden Age. Hepburn's career had hit turbulent waters by the late 1930s, with critics labeling her box office poison. Rather than retreat, she made a calculated power move that would reshape her destiny. She purchased the film rights to Philip Barry's Broadway play herself, then handpicked her co-stars with strategic precision. Grant and Stewart weren't just casting choices, they were her allies in a carefully orchestrated comeback. The chemistry between the trio radiated with authenticity. Stewart's portrayal of earnest reporter Mike Connor earned him his only Academy Award, though he famously believed Henry Fonda deserved it for The Grapes of Wrath. Behind the scenes, mutual respect defined the production. Some believe Hepburn's past romantic link with Grant actually enhanced the group's dynamic rather than complicating it. The film's sharp dialogue and sophisticated humor set a new standard for romantic comedies, influencing the genre for decades. Its legacy was so enduring that Hollywood revisited the story 16 years later with High Society, turning Hepburn's comeback into a musical showcase for Grace Kelly, Bing Crosby, and Frank Sinatra. In 1961, director Stanley Kramer assembled a powerhouse cast to tackle one of history's most morally complex events. Judgment at Nuremberg brought together Spencer Tracy, Burt Lancaster, Marlene Dietrich, Judy Garland, Maximilian Schell, and Montgomery Clift in a courtroom drama that demanded emotional depth and gravitas. Tracy anchored the film as Chief Judge Dan Haywood, while Lancaster portrayed a German judge confronting his own complicity. Garland stunned audiences with a raw, non-musical performance that earned her an Oscar nomination. The biggest surprise came when relative newcomer Maximilian Schell won Best Actor, outshining Hollywood legends with his portrayal of defense attorney Hans Rolfe. His win underscored the film's commitment to substance over star power. Tracy reportedly mentored younger cast members, fostering a collaborative environment that critics hailed as a masterclass in ensemble acting. The film elevated courtroom drama into something profound, blending historical weight with unforgettable performances. In 1962, Hollywood attempted the unthinkable, assembling the biggest names in cinema for a single war epic. The Longest Day didn't just gather stars. It pulled off a logistical feat that rivaled the military operation it depicted. John Wayne, Henry Fonda, Robert Mitchum, Sean Connery, and Richard Burton all signed on, many accepting reduced salaries to be part of something historically significant. Legacy, not money, was the draw. Three directors, Ken Anakin, Andrew Martin, and Bernhard Wicki, handled British, American, and German sequences respectively, each filming in their native language. The result was a multilingual epic that still managed to feel cohesive. The casting of real D-Day veterans, including Richard Todd, added a layer of authenticity rarely seen in war films. These weren't just actors playing soldiers, some were reliving their own past. Wayne's role was reportedly scaled back to preserve the ensemble balance, a move that paid off. The film earned 2 Academy Awards and set the standard for future war epics, proving that even the biggest stars could shine brighter when sharing the spotlight. In 1957, 12 Angry Men proved that a single room and 12 actors could create cinematic electricity. Without action sequences or elaborate sets, the film relied entirely on performance, and it delivered. Henry Fonda, who also co-produced, championed the casting of seasoned character actors over big names. The result was a dynamic mix. Lee J. Cobb's explosive temper, E.G. Marshall's analytical calm, and Jack Warden's streetwise charm created a volatile blend of personalities. Director Sidney Lumet approached the film like a stage production, insisting on weeks of rehearsal. Though some actors resisted at first, the process forged a tight-knit ensemble whose chemistry was undeniable. The confined setting heightened the drama, forcing every actor to earn their moments. Initially a box office disappointment, the film found new life in classrooms and film schools, where its brilliance was finally recognized. Today it stands as a masterclass in ensemble storytelling. 7 actors rode into cinematic history in 1959, and what emerged in 1960 became one of Hollywood's most iconic ensemble casts. The Magnificent Seven blended established stars and rising talents into a western that redefined the genre. Yul Brynner led the charge as Chris Adams, the stoic gunslinger. Steve McQueen played Vin Tanner, his cool demeanor masking a rivalry with Brynner that became legendary. Charles Bronson brought quiet strength as Bernardo O'Reilly, while James Coburn's knife-wielding Brit left a lasting impression. Robert Vaughn's haunted Lee, Brad Dexter's opportunistic Harry Luck, and Horst Buchholz's fiery Chico rounded out the group. Behind the scenes, McQueen's subtle scene-stealing, adjusting props or shifting posture irked Brynner, who reportedly tried to limit McQueen's screen time. Their off-screen tension added a layer of authenticity to their on-screen dynamic. For Bronson and Coburn, the film was a springboard to international fame. Bronson became a European action icon, while Coburn embodied effortless cool in future roles. Their synergy helped elevate John Sturges' remake of Akira Kurosawa's Seven Samurai into a global phenomenon, inspiring sequels, remakes, and a television series that kept the legend alive. Premiering in 1963, The Great Escape brought together a dream team of actors: Steve McQueen, James Garner, Richard Attenborough, Charles Bronson, and James Coburn, in a true story of Allied POWs plotting a daring escape. Director John Sturges mirrored the international makeup of the real-life prisoners by casting both American and British stars. The actors underwent military-style training to build authentic camaraderie, and many formed lasting friendships off-screen. A friendly rivalry between McQueen and Garner reportedly pushed both to deliver standout performances. McQueen's motorcycle jump became iconic, though it was stuntman Bud Eakins who performed the leap. Still, McQueen did most of his own stunts, embodying the fearless spirit of his character. The Great Escape remains a benchmark for ensemble adventure films, proving that the right mix of talent, timing, and authenticity can create cinematic magic that endures for generations. When Stanley Kramer launched his ambitious comedy in 1962, many doubted he could manage a cast that included Spencer Tracy, Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, Ethel Merman, Mickey Rooney, and dozens more. But the result, released in 1963, became a landmark in ensemble filmmaking. Coordinating over 50 stars and cameos was a logistical feat. Shooting schedules overlapped, scenes were filmed in fragments, and some sequences took days to complete. The film's elaborate stunts and slapstick choreography required precision, but also fostered genuine camaraderie among the cast. Some moments of brilliance came from spontaneity. One scene between Caesar and Rooney reportedly turned into unscripted laughter so contagious that Kramer kept the cameras rolling, capturing a moment of pure comedic magic. The film earned 6 Oscar nominations and 1 for Best Sound Effects. Though its 3-hour runtime divided critics, its ambition and scale made it a benchmark for ensemble comedies. Decades later, it remains a towering example of how chaos, when well directed, can lead to cinematic gold. August 3, 1960 marked the Las Vegas premiere of Ocean's 11, but it was the New York release a week later that officially launched the Rat Pack's cinematic legacy. Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, Sammy Davis Jr., Peter Lawford, and Joey Bishop turned a simple heist into a cultural phenomenon. The production defied Hollywood norms. Filming took place during the day, while the cast performed live at the Sands Hotel each night. This dual existence blurred the line between fiction and reality, creating a unique energy that translated to the screen. Sinatra's influence transformed the set into a celebrity playground, with spontaneous gatherings and real-life camaraderie shaping the film's tone. Critics initially dismissed it as a vanity project, but audiences saw something different: genuine chemistry and effortless cool. Ocean's 11 became a blueprint for ensemble heist films, influencing everything from the 2001 remake to modern-day capers. The Rat Pack wasn't just acting, they were defining an era. In 1956, producer Mike Todd set out to turn Jules Verne's classic into a cinematic spectacle, and succeeded beyond anyone's expectations. Around the World in 80 Days became a global adventure with one of the most dazzling casts ever assembled. David Niven led as the unflappable Phileas Fogg, while Cantinflas brought humor and heart as Passepartout. Shirley MacLaine completed the trio, but the real fun came from over 40 celebrity cameos, including Marlene Dietrich, Buster Keaton, and Red Skelton. Todd's use of cameos became a Hollywood trendsetter. Some stars reportedly joined just to be part of the spectacle. The film's production spanned 13 countries and employed nearly 70,000 extras, making it one of the most ambitious shoots in history. Despite logistical chaos, the cast's enthusiasm kept the project afloat. Improvised moments turned potential setbacks into cinematic gold. The film won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and redefined what a global production could look like. Released in July 1948, Key Largo brought together a powerhouse ensemble: Humphrey Bogart, Lauren Bacall, Edward G. Robinson, and Claire Trevor, trapped in a storm-ravaged Florida hotel. Director John Huston used the confined setting to intensify the drama. Robinson's chilling portrayal of gangster Johnny Rocco loomed over every scene, while Bogart's war-weary Frank McCloud wrestled with moral uncertainty. Claire Trevor stunned audiences with her performance as Gay Dawn, a faded singer clinging to lost dreams. Her live rendition of Moanin' Low, reportedly captured in a single take, earned her an Academy Award and left the crew speechless. Bogart and Bacall's real-life marriage added emotional depth to their characters' strained relationship. Robinson, ever the perfectionist, crafted Rocco with chilling precision. Key Largo set a new bar for ensemble thrillers, blending noir tension with psychological complexity. When The Best Years of Our Lives premiered in November 1946, it offered a deeply human portrayal of post-war America through a cast that blended Hollywood veterans with real-life experience. Director William Wyler brought together Frederick March, Dana Andrews, Myrna Loy, Teresa Wright, and Harold Russell, a World War II veteran who had lost both hands. Russell's casting was groundbreaking. His portrayal of Homer Parrish using prosthetic hooks brought an authenticity that resonated with audiences and critics alike. He won both Best Supporting Actor and an honorary Oscar, a rare double honor that underscored the impact of his performance. The cast's chemistry stemmed from a shared commitment to realism. March drew from his World War I service, while Andrews and Loy brought emotional depth to their roles. Loy's understated performance as Millie Stevenson was especially praised for its quiet power. Wyler's vision, grounded in authenticity, paid off. The film won 7 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, and became a box office triumph. It set a new standard for ensemble storytelling, proving that truth and talent could create something timeless. In 1957, Billy Wilder assembled a powerhouse cast for Witness for the Prosecution, a courtroom thriller that showcased Charles Laughton, Marlene Dietrich, Tyrone Power, and Elsa Lanchester at their finest. Laughton's portrayal of Sir Wilfrid Robarts was a masterclass in theatrical precision, reportedly informed by his observations of real court proceedings. His commanding presence anchored the film, while Dietrich stunned audiences by shedding her glamorous image to play the enigmatic Christine Vole. Her performance, shaped in part by her wartime experiences, added emotional complexity to the role. Wilder kept the cast on edge by withholding key script pages, ensuring authentic reactions to the film's twists. Lanchester, Laughton's real-life wife, brought warmth and wit to her role as his nurse, their natural rapport enhancing the film's charm. The film earned 6 Oscar nominations and remains a benchmark for courtroom dramas, proving that when elite talent meets sharp direction, the result is unforgettable. In 1960, 5 acclaimed actors gathered on the rugged Greek coast to film the Guns of Navarone. Gregory Peck, David Niven, Anthony Quinn, Stanley Baker, and Anthony Quayle formed a wartime ensemble that would become one of cinema's most compelling. The shoot was grueling. Harsh weather, dangerous terrain, and physically demanding scenes tested the cast. These shared challenges forged real bonds, which translated into authentic on-screen camaraderie. Anthony Quinn's portrayal of Andreas Stavros stood out. His intense performance as a Greek resistance fighter earned him a BAFTA nomination and critical acclaim. Quinn's ability to balance emotional depth with physical intensity gave the film its heart. Director J. Lee Thompson capitalized on the cast's chemistry, blending explosive action with genuine emotion. The film became a box office hit in 1961 and earned 7 Oscar nominations, including Best Picture. It remains a shining example of ensemble storytelling under pressure. In 1956, giant unite Elizabeth Taylor, Rock Hudson, and James Dean in a sweeping Texas saga that would become a cornerstone of American cinema. Dean's final performance, completed just before his tragic accident, added a haunting layer to the film's legacy. Director George Stevens needed actors who could match the story's epic scale. Dean's method acting clashed with Hudson's more relaxed style, creating real tension that mirrored their characters' rivalry. Taylor, meanwhile, delivered a career-defining performance as Leslie Benedict, evolving from ingenue to serious dramatic force. The supporting cast included Oscar winner Mercedes McCambridge and rising stars like Sal Mineo and Dennis Hopper. Though Mineo's breakout came with Rebel Without a Cause, Giant helped launch Hopper's path to stardom. The film earned 10 Academy Award nominations, with Stevens winning Best Director. Giant proved that when every performance elevates the whole, the result is timeless. If you've enjoyed this video, please leave a like and comment. Also consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell to get notified of our new videos each week. Thanks for watching.